216-578-1007 if you'd like to join us telephonically. 800-348-1007. If you are a podcast listener, you can call the Alan Cox Show After Hours line anytime you like. If you don't listen to the show in real time, but you hear something, you want to kick in, whatever, I do go through those voicemails. So the Alan Cox Show After Hours line is always set up to take messages. 216-986-8903.
ABC, always be calling.
In sales, that means always be closing.
We're not in sales.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
In sales, that means always be closing.
Oh.
Should we add that to the list?
Always be closing?
Well, Mary pointing out
that
ABC
means
sales,
always, right.
ABC means always be closing.
Have you made your decision for Christ?
Right. Or Alec Baldwin in SNL sketch where he was running the elves, always be cobbling.
Yes.
Of course, was the... I was reading about
Put that cocoa down. Cocoa is for closers.
Put that cocoa down. I was reading about a radio station in, where is this? Gainesville, Texas. KGAF, AM and FM, hometown radio. 1580 on your AM, 92.3 on your FM. They've got a website that looks straight out of 1996. But they call themselves the most patriotic small town in America. I don't know how you quantify that. But as opposed to most AM stations in towns like this, they're not just running your Limbaughs and Hannitys and whatever tinfoil hat crackpot lineup they got. They got local people. But it's one of these kind of small town radio stations, so like the sales guy does sports and things like that, right?
Yeah,
a lot of crossover. They are number one in Cook County down there in Texas. KGAF.
KGAF.
KGAF. Now on FM.
Also the sound their guns make. KGAF, KGAF.
KGAF. They wanted to get a vanity plate. They wanted to get KGAF call letters, but were denied because the state said that GAF was give a F.
Yeah.
And so the state turned them down for that.
Take that.
The station manager's 19-year-old son had to explain to him why they turned that down. Because the guy was like, I don't get it. We're just getting the station's call letter up there.
I applied for it, and a couple of weeks later, I got a letter from the DMV declining the tag, which surprised me because I couldn't imagine why. Words that could be considered indirectly vulgar, swear, or curse words. How do you get anything vulgar out of that? And of course I consulted my teenage son, who very quickly started laughing. As soon as I brought the subject up, he was like, well, Dad, I can tell you exactly what they think it means. I've been told that it's an acronym or a slang for social media, but certainly we never intended that. It's been our name since 1947. We don't intend to change the name of the radio station just because some, junior high kids think it means something silly.
I like that guy. He's like, I didn't know. That's my kid. And,
that guy's voice sounds like every pastor I've ever had. Just like a slight twang, not super, but I'm like, he's going to tell you about Jesus for sure. When I hear that voice, that's exactly what I hear.
Yeah, not a drawl.
No,
but
just
a lilt.
little tiny, a little twang to it.
That's what my dad sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were denied. So, sorry, KGAF, AM and FM. Down there. Don't miss Saturday Night Oldies, 6 to midnight. I'll tell you what, if you have never heard oldies music...
How oldies?
On AM radio, oh boy, is it a rager.
Like 20s oldies?
Don't know.
Flappers?
I don't think it gets that. I mean, the station's celebrating its 70th anniversary. Like he said, they've been on, since the 40s? Is that what he said?
Yeah, 46.
Yeah, like that,
Oh, man.
Is that like the description of the women that listen to the oldies?
Flappers?
Slappers to flappers?
Yeah.
From slappers to flappers, we got it all. Janice Williams, afternoon. Steve Eberhardt, middays. Dee Blanton in the morning. Darren Allred.
Why don't they have patriotic names?
What's that?
So why don't they have patriotic names?
Oh,
They're
you
the
mean
most
like
patriotic station in the country
Billy
or whatever.
Flagstaff and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Old Bars and Stars on afternoons,
Bars and Stars! Yeah.
If Froggy's got lily pad, I mean, why don't they have that,
James Pond mornings.
I mean, Pluribus, this is you.
There's Somebody's sitting there and they're like, what's your name? Second Amendment. What?
Second Amendment.
just want to be the Second Amendment.
You can just call me 2A.
What's that? Oh, you're pleading the fifth. Hey!
Sports Talk, KGAF. All right, well, there you go. Hey, Moses.
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you, Moses? What can I do for you?
I have an unbelievable punishment for Bill.
For Bill.
I already have my
We already
punishment.
got Bill's, yeah.
Or Poundcake.
There we go.
Okay.
I think Mary has to give him a blowjob.
All right. Thank you, Moses. Appreciate the call. I'm not sure why he thinks that's a punishment for Poundcake or anyone else.
It was originally for you, Bill. That was originally your punishment. And then for Poundcake.
Why did Bill wear spikes down the tubing track?
Yeah. Just one of those.
Dragging my feet.
Not me. I'm not the one who has that punishment.
Dragging your feet. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Why did Bill fill his cargo pants with rocks? They don't cut through and really... Well, listen, I certainly like to hear people's ideas as to what we should and shouldn't do.
He originally called and he was like, I have a punishment idea for Alan. I said, you mean me? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I'll put you through. And then he changed it to Bill.
No, I
and then he changed it to me
had
again.
my finger over the button as soon as I picked him up because I'm like, as soon as I heard him, I was like, okay, this is going somewhere.
We're going to have to.
I'm going to need this. Say my first rodeo. Alan, what's up from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin?
Hey.
Hometown of the great Jonathan Brandmeier,
Are you
Chicago
near-
radio legend and my old boss.
Are you near Menominee?
Menominee.
Are you there? Come next Tuesday to the Memorial Children's Center, wherever I'm playing.
I was going to say,
All
you
the
gotta,
Dead Children's Center.
You got to nail what that's called. You got to nail what the place is called because you're not going to get people out there.
See a bunch of statues outside the building with kids
It's
holding hands,
it's for
then
college
definitely
students.
that's it.
I doubt that it's open to the. It might
Oh,
be
it's
open
at
to the
UW
public.
Stout, you said?
Yeah, it's at UW Stout.
Is it even
Okay.
open to the public?
I don't think so. I just wondered how close it was.
Memorial Student Center.
Yeah, I'm on the terrace. Isn't a terrace have like trees?
Maybe.
Terrace implies outside, doesn't it? Out on the terrace.
Sometimes.
Enjoying tea on the terrace.
It'd be cold.
The Memorial Student Center. Okay.
What's the terrace look like?
Don't
I'll
see
tell
the
you what,
terrace.
It's not a good place to do a comedy show.
Oh, I'm sure that.
That's the one thing about college gigs is they always put it in some big
That's why.
like atrium or something like that.
I
You
remember
get
that
paid,
when I was in
you get
school.
paid good
Terrible.
money, but
I
there's
know.
4 people at 2 in the afternoon.
We
You're
had
like, what the
a
hell?
comedian come in during, like, at our student union. They put him at, like, they just put him somewhere.
Yes, just in the middle of the cafeteria.
Yeah,
and you're
like in the
"Ugh."
student union, the busiest part where everyone's getting lunch, no one cares. Like we're trying to argue over like book rates and stuff like that. And this guy's like, "Hey, you ever hear like shut up?"
I could never figure. I did a couple of those
Doesn't make
back in the day
sense.
where you're standing there in the middle of the rotunda
Yeah.
where the cafeteria is.
It's so weird.
And you just blow through your act. But I was like, why did they think this needed this?
They have a budget that they have to spend
No,
every
I know,
semester.
but
Why not set it up
college-
to be a good show?
well, I don't know that they know better.
Well,
dude.
I don't even need them to be tuned into the nuances of performance. I'm just saying that, like, if you get a decent college gig, the beauty of colleges is they have no idea how little comedians get paid.
Right.
So they have all this student affairs money that they have to blow through.
$3 grand
So-
good enough?
Well, if you're standing in the rotunda in the cafeteria, you'll be making a few $100.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but you know it's going to stink.
You have to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to know going, and that's what I was telling Jimmy, the comic I took with me. Very funny guy, hasn't really done a lot on the road, and so on the drive there, I was like, "This is going to be terrible." Like I'm just amping him up. Like set your expectations low.
How did
It's
he
not-
feel on the way back?
He was like, oh, because when you put yourself in that mindset, it's like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So when you go into it with like, okay, these people are going to be terrible, nobody's going to be listening, they're going to be old, that's kind of how I'm amping myself up for this college gig, where I'm like, just go in, no one cares what you think, you are ancient to them, to these 18-year-olds. Some old lady was talking to us on the terrace,
Talking to us about her damn Tinder dates.
Right,
At work.
exactly. I'm on Tinder too, and they're like, you are disgusting, get out of here.
She said she's sober, gross. Does she know where she is?
Right. Sober. I know someone's going to call me ma'am or lady, and it's going to get under my skin.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I like the website for where you're going to be performing, though, over at UW Stout, because the description of the cafeteria is, it's your place to enjoy nationally recognized dining options, which is a nice way of saying
Pizza
we have
Hut.
interchangeable chains.
Right.
We have to keep it, yeah. The Blue Devils, the UW Stout Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all our sauce talk, I'm getting served ads for Tums now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Sauce Talk with Bill Squire. Forget Flicks and Bill.
Sauce talk.
Now it's Sauce Talk.
Do people have to buy tickets for your thing?
I really think it's just a free event for students.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. Like, all the information I have is just like the phone number, the Twitter.
What time are you performing at?
8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So it is a nighttime show.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably just for students.
Yeah.
That's
All right. Well,
usually
if
how that stuff
you
goes.
are a student at UW Stout, get out there and see Mary.
I'm like nervous because I've never done a show where it's just me. I've never done that before, where there's no.
It's a cold hour.
I've done cold half hours where like you do a half hour, the headliner does an hour, and those are rough to go do 30 minutes with no introduction. You just walk out and have a microphone. And now I'm like, and then do 30 more minutes after that.
So this is what you get to do. It's 30 more minutes after that, and also everyone there is so young, and the people that go to those shows they're the ones that aren't social.
Yeah, because
So
they're
it's
not out doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a Tuesday night.
But it's still like the people that are like the nerds, they're 18 years old, and they go to that because they're trying to they don't know what else to do.
Are they trying to meet friends?
Sort of.
Oh, boy.
And influence people.
Well, yeah, I guess I would go to like parties on Tuesday nights and stuff in
And these
college.
people aren't
and
invited to
they're
parties,
not.
yeah.
They're not
Maybe
going to
you can be
parties.
part of someone's meet cute.
Oh, maybe. Like they sat next to each other at the comedy show?
Yeah.
They were the only two people who came? And then now they're
We were the only two people who came.
You know, her jokes about her.
But it's a Tuesday night. If it
Yeah.
were a Thursday night,
Then
they wouldn't be anybody, you know.
Yeah. We'll see.
That's when people start going out. You want to get out there and taste Menominee is what you want
Yes,
to do.
I do.
Oh, boy. You
I'm
want to
flying into
fun.
Minneapolis
Will you
and
do
renting a car.
Menominee?
Menominee.
They're gonna be like, "What is that? I don't know what that is."
It doesn't matter.
You realize how young, like 18 to 20, is
Yeah.
when you're at those gigs.
Well, this is my first one.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to perform for children in a long time.
I'll never forget when Erica came down to Akron just to visit me. I was like, let's go to the bar. She's like, okay, great. And she walked in with like her coat and her purse. Everyone was just like, looked at her. They avoided her like the plague.
Oh, yeah. We're old.
like-
I'm an old lady to these
She
people.
was like, at that time, like 28,
Exactly.
29.
Yeah. These 18-year-old hot people are going to be looking at me like, oh, lady. I'm like,
not
yeah,
gonna be
well,
the
look,
hot people
look
that are
into
there
your
either.
future, all right? This is what it is.
But there are. It's being pointed out to me by some of our bureau chiefs out there in America's Dairyland. There are multiple Menominees.
There's Menominee, and then there's Menominee Falls.
And then there's another one, I think, different spelling.
I
So
put in
make
exactly this. Well, I'm flying into Minneapolis, so hopefully
There
it's
is
not too far
there
away.
is one. The one you're talking about is between Minneapolis and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It's way up there.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this a run, or are you just doing one?
Just one night. In and out. University of Wisconsin Stout.
Yep.
Yep. I'm making sure it's the right place.
Make sure.
Where the hell is Minneapolis? Yeah, Minneapolis. It's about an hour. Yeah, you're right. In between Eau Claire and Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Okay. Right there on the lake. Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, because I originally put into...
It's on Lake Menominee.
Menominee. Oh, okay. So I originally put in the Falls one, which
Right.
is way up into Wisconsin. So I was looking at tickets to Green Bay.
Oh my God, you would
So
be
I'm
so
like,
pissed at yourself.
I was so glad that I
That's why I
got the
said.
right one, because I was like, if I would have bought a plane ticket to Green Bay, it would have been like a 6-hour drive that I would have had to rent a car.
It's so big.
It's just a mess, dude.
It's such a big state.
Yeah.
Big country. Hey, Mark.
Hey, did you know that the Keebler elves have their own ABC?
Say again.
Well, you were talking about the elves having an ABC of always be
Closing.
cobbling. Yeah.
Cobbling, yeah.
Okay, do you know that the Keebler elves have their own ABC?
Oh.
Always bake cookies.
Yeah, always bake cookies.
Now, Mark, I assume you made that up.
Yes, I did.
Good job, man.
You got any more?
Not for right now. Just enjoying and hating and loving the show.
Hey.
Enjoying and hating and loving. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, pal. All right.
Always be coxing. That's us.
Yeah, listen. Enough of that.
Sorry.
Hey, I mentioned that dude who couldn't get KGAF license plates. I also heard from some of our bureau chiefs in Vermont, which, if all goes well, will be the first state to put emojis on license plates.
Oh, that's fun.
Are they going to ban like eggplant? What if somebody's an eggplant farmer?
No,
No, 'cause they don't ban anything up there, right? That's the place where they just let everything go.
Vermont?
One of those
Land of the
states up
free?
there, Yeah.
They're going to give you your choice. They'll give you 6 emojis to choose from, and then you pick the one that I guess best expresses you while you're driving.
Smiley face, heart eyes, angry face,
Poop emoji.
poop emoji,
Please, poop emoji.
dancing salsa girl.
The bill does not state which emojis drivers would be able to choose from.
No, the bill does not. I keep it to myself.
Mary, you'll have the nails one with the nail polish.
Yes.
That definitely would be you.
Drivers in Australia, where they've done this, are able to select from laughing, smiling, wink, love, which I assume are the heart eyes, or sunglasses emojis. In Australia, those vanity plates are $336
Per year or one time?
Vermont will not charge extra for those vanity plates. There you go. So,
never
if you're
understood
one of
that.
our listeners in Vermont and you've been driving around stricken with road rage, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, why don't they allow me to put emojis on my friggin' car? It's my car. I pay my insurance.
You can put them on your car. You just can't put them on your license
On
plate.
your license plate. Here I am every day driving from Hartford to Montpelier. And
Montpelier.
and I want people to see how I'm feeling.
I want people to know I'm the sunglasses emoji
I'm
guy.
the sunglasses guy.
My car has not been keyed enough.
There you go.
I need it keyed more.
That's right. If I want to cross over into upstate New York, I want people to know I'm the Vermont guy with the winky face license plates.
Now, here's a question for people who write tickets. Do
Yep.
they have an updated handheld that has emojis on
they
them?
have to
Because
draw it?
otherwise they can't
If it's
give
like a
you a
written
ticket.
ticket?
They can't, can they?
No, but won't this just be like if you have the CSU logo near your
Probably.
Like the
I don't think
letters-
it's going to be part of
Right.
your
It's
actual.
not. Oh, I
think
see.
the
Now I thought it was
license
like
plate.
actually a part of.
I think the letters and numbers will stay the same. They'll just slap an emoji on there.
like a sticker.
Thereby,
So like it wouldn't. Your license plate wouldn't be like XQY smiley face 239.
I don't think so.
That's what I was picturing in my head. I'm like, how are they gonna? They can't write tickets. They can't do anything because they're not gonna have that stuff in their software.
Listen, Vermont is not a huge state, but it seems to me, whether you are from Hubbardton, or whether you're from Sudbury, or whether you're from Cornwall, or
How do you know all
you're
these?
from Goshen, or Rochester, or Granville, that you're going to love the idea of these emoji plates. Now, it might not wash with people, let's say, in Pittsfield, right?
Those
If you-
Pittsfieldians.
Oh, come
they're-
on,
I mean, they're
you know.
kind of, it's the pits.
But they're all... I mean, the people over in West Fairleigh, those pains in the asses, they might not
Yeah.
go for it. But you get up around Brookfield and Braintree,
I think they're fairly nice.
they're all for it.
How many bureau chiefs do we have in Vermont?
406.
It's the whole state.
According to the push pins, there's 2.
Well, it's just 2 cities.
No, it's a lot of cities.
Well, 2 cities where our
We've probably got them in...
Who was it?
burro trees.
Burrow trees.
Burro trees.
We've probably got them in Greensboro, Montpelier, and probably Rutland.
And North Haverbrook.
North Haverbrook. Sure, that too. All right. I'm going to go to a break.
I don't know why that
You
got
all
me
right?
so good. I just,
North Haverbrook.
The way that he said it goes, North Haverbrook.
I got to put them on the map.
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
All right. I'm going to let Smoker Cough laugh over here. Figure yourself out. And I'll get the last word in from you. If you want to send me a text, 35192. Cavs pregame set up for 6:30. Just before that all starts, going to be your last chance today to get yourself $1,000.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.